Hey friends, I'd like to tell you the story of this weapon. While it may look like an 1855 Dragoon or some kind of a tactical muzzle loader, what it started out as was a 50 caliber percussion Pennsylvania, Kentucky style rifle. And I got it as a kit and I built it maybe 20 years ago. About 5 years into having it, it stopped working. I took cameras and looked down the barrel. I tried to do anything that I could to fix it, and nothing seemed to work. And I was too stubborn to take it to a gunsmith, and so it became a wall hanger. But it's not original, and so eventually it just kind of sat in a closet until I moved all my parents' stuff from their house, and I found it, and I'm like, I'm gonna try to fix this thing, and I couldn't. it just didn't happen. So eventually what I started to do is I started to cannibalize parts from this for some of my other weapons, and then I even started to chop off pieces of the barrel for some blacksmithing projects that I was doing. And that eventually got me thinking, once I got down to here, I mean, it was all disassembled, I was able to get a better look at what was inside here, and I was able to use some tools to actually get to the gunk that was there and clear it out. I ended up using a camera. I used all sorts of drills to reach down in there, everything that I could to try to fix that barrel. And what I finally found was what's in front of you right here. It looks like this is a bullet puller, and it got stuck in the bottom for some reason and just left. And then this is plastic from a sabot round. And then there's a whole bunch of just nastiness. And all of this plastic had just gotten congealed and stuck in there. And then this thing too. And so that was why it wasn't firing. I couldn't get to it with the barrel at full length, but when I shortened the barrel, I was eventually able to get to it. So this is all the barrel that I have right now, but what I did is I took where the rear sight went, and I popped out the rear sight, and I put a front sight there, and then I cleaned everything up, and I'm going to have to work a little bit on that, but I bet that this could at least become a pistol. Now what I have to do is find a way to make this into a pistol. I could make a carbine, I guess. Alright, with very little effort, I could make it into that, which would be kind of funny. So here's as far as I've gotten so far. This is almost ready to go. That sized. This is kind of fit. It's not perfect, but I want to test the concept before I actually do any more with it. So right now there's a lot going on. I have to make sure, because there's not a really good attachment to the barrel here, I'm going to use this copper to attach it. And then I was missing the screw right there. And I have this, but it's too long, so I'm going to have to pull this out, shorten that, no big deal. The other thing that I did is I attached the rear sight back here. Now normally the rear sight is up there where my front sight is, and I pulled it back as far here as possible to get at least a slightly longer sight radius. Well, sight picture, you get the idea. Okay, well, here's what I have so far. One of the things that I did is I moved the sight back here because it was hard to fix it there. And then I added this to give it some stability. The ramrod, again, I extended it to protect my hand. And then I left that the way it is. But right now, all we got to do is test it and see if this thing will shoot. It might. Hopefully, this will work. And that's what I'm here to find out. And hopefully it won't blow up or do anything like that, but it should fire. We'll see. No matter what, it was a fun project to do.